Hello everyone. So today's topic is urine formation. तो आज के टॉपिक में हम जो पॉइंट्स डिस्कस करने वाले हैं वो है फर्स्टली अबाउट द किडनी एंड इट्स स्ट्रक्चर. अगर आप लोग जानना चाहते हैं अबाउट द एक्सक्रीटरी सिस्टम के बारे में तो उसके लिए ये इस लिंक पे आप जा सकते हैं और जान सकते हैं अबाउट द एक्सक्रीटरी सिस्टम एंड द डिफरेंट parts of the excretory system and how they work on. Moving ahead for the today's topic, the next point which we are going to discuss is about the nephrons. As we all know very well, nephrons are the structure and the functional unit of the kidney. तो nephrons क्या होते हैं और उनका स्ट्रक्चर पर उनका पूरा शेप कैसा होता है उसके बारे में हम लोग जानेंगे. Then about the physiology of excretion, that means about the synthesis of the urea and the urine synthesis. Lastly, we are going to discuss about the different disorders of the kidney, how they are affecting the kidney in different forms and what can be done. So let's moving ahead. Let's get started. So first, we are going to discuss about the kidney and its functioning. The human kidneys are reddish brown and bean-shaped, slightly flattened organs as shown in this picture also, which are present just below the stomach, one on either side of the vertebral column, and they are protected by the last two ribs. Due to the shape of the liver, the right kidney is about 1 to 1.5 centimeter lower than the left one. Each kidney is about 11.25 centimeter long, 5 to 7.5 centimeter broad, and 2.5 centimeter thick. Now we'll discuss about the functions of the kidney. Kidney, it performs many functions to maintain the homeostasis, which are the nitrogenous waste products like your urea, uric acid. They are eliminated from the body in the form of urine by the kidneys. These kidneys, they regulate the water balance in the body by regulating the amount of urine formation. If the water is in excess in the body, a large amount of dilute urine is produced, whereas during the deficiency of the water, hypertonic urine is produced. These kidneys, they regulate the acid-base balance also inside the body. Then if we talk about the kidney function, they remove the pigments or the drugs from the body. And lastly, this kidney, it regulates the artificial blood pressure by secreting a hormone which is termed as renin. So this was all about the structure and the functioning of the kidney. Next, let's know about what is a nephron and its structure. So if we deal about the nephron, what are nephrons? In each kidney, about 1 to 2.5 million highly coiled tubules, which are termed as your uriniferous tubules, or the nephrons are present. These are the structural and the functional unit of the kidney. Each nephron is blind at one end and it opens at the other end, where it opens into a collecting tubule. So this was all about the structure, what exactly the nephron is. Now moving to the next one, let's know about the nephron structure also. This nephron structure, it is mainly divided into two parts, as your Malpighian capsule or the renal corpuscles, and the next part is the renal tubule. So let's discuss about them one by one. The first one is about the Malpighian capsule or the renal corpuscles. They lie in the cortex of the kidney and they are further divided into two parts as your Bowman's capsule and the glomerulus. This Bowman capsule is a thin, double-walled cup-like structure, and it is the filtration structure in the mammalian kidney that generates the urine in the process of removing the waste and the excess substances from the body. About the glomerulus, if we talk about this Bowman's capsule, it encloses a clusters of microscopic blood vessels which are termed as your glomerulus, where the waste are filtered from the blood. The blood flows into and away from the glomerulus through the tiny arteries, which are termed as arterioles, which reach and leave the glomerulus through the open end of the capsule. The second part of the nephron is the renal tubules. The Bowman capsule, it leads into a coiled part of the nephron, which is the renal tubule. And this tubule is further divided into three parts as proximal convoluted tubule, loop of Henle, and the distal convoluted tubule. So PCT, that is your proximal convoluted tubule. From the word, if we see this proximal, it means nearer. So it lies near to the Bowman's capsule. Second is the loop of Henle. It is the middle U-shaped renal part. As shown in this picture also, this is the loop of Henle. U-shaped structure is this, the loop of Henle, which is not convoluted, and its shape is like a hairpin. As you can see, the shape is like a hairpin here, and it contains the descending and ascending limb along with the hairpin loop. It is present in the medulla of the kidney. Next comes your DCT, that is your distal convoluted tubule. It is highly coiled part found in the cortex of the kidney. The word, as we see, the distal, it means far away or further. So it is far away from the Bowman's capsule, and it opens into the collecting duct. So this was all about the structure of the nephron. Now coming on the next point which we are going to discuss for today's topic is the physiology of excretion. As we see this physiology of excretion, if we deal about, it is divided into two parts. The first one is the chemical step, and next one is the mechanical step. The chemical step, or we can say the urea formation, urea synthesis, ornithine cycle. So let's discuss about it. The ureotelic animals, they synthesize the urea from ammonia in their liver cells. This synthesis is commonly referred to as biochemical aspect of excretion. All the body cells produce some ammonia as a result of protein metabolism, and they release it into the blood. This ammonia is taken up from the blood by liver cells and turned into urea. The formation and transformation of three amino acids, that is your ornithine, citrulline, and arginine, one after the other, constitutes the major steps. So it is also named as ornithine arginine cycle or the urea cycle, or it is also named as Krebs-Henle cycle after the name of its discoverer. This kidney, it continuously removes the urea from the blood to excrete it in the urine. So this was all about the chemical step of the excretory physiology. Now moving ahead on the next step, that is the mechanical step, which is also termed as your urine formation. So urine is formed in the kidney, as we all know very well. These nephrons of the kidney are the free and separate units of the urine formation. This process is commonly referred as mechanical aspects of excretion because it involves three mechanical processes, namely, which are your ultrafiltration, selective reabsorption, and tubular secretion. Now we are going to deal about these three types of mechanical steps. So let's come on the next slide to know about how these mechanical steps help in the urine formation. The first one is the glomerular filtration, or which is also termed as your ultrafiltration. The filtration of any liquid under tremendous pressure is called ultrafiltration. When blood passes from afferent arterioles having a large diameter to an efferent arteriole having smaller diameter, a pressure is built in the glomerular capillaries. Under the influence of this hydrostatic pressure, almost all the liquid parts of the blood come out of the glomerulus and pass into the funnel-shaped cavity of the Bowman's capsule. This filtered out liquid is termed as glomerular filtrate or nephric filtrate or the ultrafiltrate. The glomerular filtrate contains excess of the water, glucose, amino acids, urea, uric acid, inorganic salts, and some substances like the pigments. The second mechanical step is the tubular reabsorption, or which is also termed as selective reabsorption. The selective tubular reabsorption is the process of absorption of all the useful substances from the nephric filtrate into the blood running through the secondary capillary network. This nephric filtrate, it passes from the Bowman's capsule to the proximal convoluted part. Here the entire glucose, some inorganic salts like your sodium, potassium and the chloride ions are reabsorbed into the secondary capillary network. The water and the salts are also reabsorbed in the loop of Henle along with the large amount of the water also. The third part of the mechanical step is the tubular secretion. The secretion of the harmful substances from the blood into the nephric filtrate through the walls of the distal convoluted part is called tubular secretion. Some substances such as creatinine, potassium ions, ammonia and drugs, they are added to the nephric filtrate by the cells of distal convoluted part. This selective reabsorption and the tubular secretion, it helps to maintain the proper acid-base balance of the body, and the filtrate which is left after the reabsorption and the tubular secretion, it is termed as urine. Now moving, let's see about this whole process of the urine formation in a 3D view so that it will be easy for everyone to understand how the urine formation takes place. Our kidneys, they play an essential role in the urine formation, as kidney cells, they called the nephrons, have a natural ability to filter the waste and the extra water from the blood and producing urine. These nephron cells complete urine formation in 3 steps, as glomerular filtration, tubular reabsorption and tubular secretion. First is glomerular filtration. The blood enters the nephron cells at glomerulus region, where the increased blood pressure causes the extra water and solutes to filter into the Bowman's capsule and enter the nephron tubules. The glomerular membrane has 2 small size pores that prevent the movement of the large proteins such as albumin from the blood into the nephrons. Second is the tubular reabsorption. The filtered waste enters the tubules of the nephrons from the glomerulus, where the excess of the water and the solutes are reabsorbed back into the blood as per the blood needs, which helps in maintaining quantity of ions in the body. Third is the tubular secretion. In nephrons, tubules, if water and solutes are reabsorbed into the blood on one side and remaining waste also enters the nephron tubes from blood on the other side. This whole process is termed as tubular secretion. So this was about the tubular secretion. At the end of this process, the waste and the water, it combines to form the urine, which contains 95% water and 5% waste. The urine color is white if it contains excess of the water, whereas urine is dark yellow colored if it contains low volume of water in it. The urine from the nephrons, it moves through the collecting duct, pelvis, ureter and stores in the urinary bladder. In normal humans, the maximum capacity of urine stored is 500 ml, and if this volume exceeds, it must be be difficult to hold a urine. So, for it, urination is really very important. Now, coming on the next topic, that is about the kidney disorders. First kidney disorder which we are going to discuss here is the chronic disease, kidney disease, that is your CKD. CKD, it slowly damages the kidney over time. The disease is divided into different stages depending on the severity of the kidney damage. The diabetes is the most common cause of CKD, and the other causes which include the high blood pressure, heart diseases, and certain genetic conditions such as your polycystic disease, kidney disease there. The early stages of CKD may not cause any symptoms, but further if we see, when it is damaged properly, then the symptoms which are seen there is the swelling in the feet, leg, face, or on the hands, the muscle cramps, dry, itchy skin, chest pain, numbness, fatigue, the poor appetite, weight loss, nausea, vomiting, shortness of the breath. The second disease is the acute kidney injury or the acute renal failure, which is in short we can say as acute kidney injury as AKI and acute renal failure as ARF. This ARF or AKI, it causes the kidney damage or the failure within a short period of time, which may damage other organs as well, such as your heart, lungs, and the brain. It may cause major burns, excessive bleeding, severe dehydration. It can occur due to the oftenly due to the older individuals and hospitalized patients, especially those who require intensive care. The symptoms which can be seen in this AKI are your decreased urine volume, puffiness around the eyes, swelling over the ankles and the feet, nausea, shortness of the breath, fatigue, confusion, chest pain. So these were the symptoms of AKI. The next disease is the kidney stone, which is also termed as your renal stones. They are the hard deposits of the minerals or the salts formed inside the kidneys. They can form inside the ureters or the urinary bladder. The kidney stones generally occur when there is an excess of mineral salts such as your calcium oxalate or calcium phosphate or the uric acid in the body. Some patients may have no symptoms, while others may contain the symptoms like your pain in the flanks, lower abdomen, or the blood in the urine, pain or burning when urinating, frequent urination, difficulty in passing the urine, cloudy or the foul smell in the urine, nausea or vomiting, fear with chills, and the repeated urinary tract infections. So this was all about the symptoms about the kidney stone. Next is the kidney infections. Kidney infections is a special type of UTI, that is your urinary tract infection, which typically occurs in any part of the urinary tract, that is your kidney, ureter, urinary bladder, or urethra. The kidney infection occurs when the infection from the urethra or the urinary bladder travels upwards to the kidney. The less commonly, the infection may spread there. Otherwise, the symptoms which are likely there are present. We can see the symptoms are your fever, chills, nausea, vomiting, pain in the flanks, back, abdomen, pain there, increased urine frequency or the urge to urinate, pain or the burning when urinating, cloudy or the foul smell in the urine, blood in the urine. So these were all about the symptoms of the kidney infection. The fifth disease which we are going to discuss here is the kidney cyst. A kidney cyst is a fluid filled pouch or a sac like structure. These are different from the genetic conditions, that is your polycystic kidney disease, that causes the formation of numerous cysts that damages the kidney. The exact cause of simple kidney cyst is not known. They may be acquired when injury or damage to the kidney is caused here. So this is going to help out there properly. Next comes here about the kidney cancer, the last disease. Kidney cancer, it occurs when the cells in the kidney grows out of the control. The most common type of kidney cancer is called your renal cells carcinoma, accounting for about 90% of all the kidney cancers. Other types of the kidney cancers include your transitional cell carcinoma, renal carcinoma also. Then, if we talk about the symptoms of these kidney cancers, are your blood in the urine, pain in the flanks, back or abdomen lump, or the swelling in the flanks, unexpected weight loss, fatigue, pale appearances, or the loss of the appetite. So, this was all about the different kidney disorders which a patient suffers mainly there. Moving now to the next one. So, here I have tried to figure out some of the questions on the topic, on the points which are discussed today with you all. So, you all can just go through the questions, the options, and test yourself. Moving ahead. These are the answers of the questions which are provided to you in the previous slide. So, you can just check your answers, and thank you so much for attentively and patiently watching my video.